Hey guys, so new location, same face, same me. Today we are going to do another quick hairstyle and on this dry hair. Of course, we're going to be adding some water. I just put some water in here because I have clove water in my spray bottle. So if you have a second spray bottle, just put water in there. And we're going to start with just getting distilled water, just regular. This isn't distilled water, this is water from the tap. I filled it back into that bottle, and oh, I might even put a little hole in it, and then, you feel me? Hold on.
You know, young rich niggas, you know, so we ain't really never had no old money.
So if you do have time to actually wet your hair, I definitely recommend that. I try to do most of my styles on really wet hair. So as I continue on, you will see me continue to add more and more water into my hair because it was obviously really dry and we don't want the breakage. That's the clove water. I'm going to spray it on top of the now damp hair and really massage it in there, work it through, and try to make sure your hair is as moisturized as possible. Now we are going to section the hair, or actually part it. And I start with a general part. You know, it takes me a little bit of time, and at first I use the blue comb because it has a thicker tail, and then later I will go back with a thinner rat tail comb just to make sure the part is parted. And then I move on to section the back, and I just put it in 2 ponytails just so the one wouldn't be too tight because I don't like anything tight in my hair and no tension, okay? No tension. So put the little scrunchie in there, just loosey-goosey, just to hold it back. And then you start parting your hair, and I start with the middle part, even though this is going to transition to being a zigzag. So here we begin the zigzag part, and I like to keep the middle part just so I know where the middle of my head is and the part doesn't get too off center. So you just use that as a gauge, and you just create your zigzags up and down, your diagonal parts up and down this middle part until it becomes the shape that you like. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, do it however you feel comfortable. Mine ended up at the end kind of looking like an M, and that was cool enough for me. Whatever the case, it was done.
You know, young rich niggas, you know, so we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop top, smoking on cooking the hot bar, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that, cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody, grip the trigger. Nobody call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. Bad and bullshit, bad.
I'm pro ease. Anything to make it easy.
Now let's get into it. I start with my usual Cantu coconut curling cream, and you just want to work that thoroughly in there, and I mean thoroughly. You want to detangle it as much as possible because that will create so much ease as you braid. And when you comb from the tip up to the root. So as to reduce breakage. Of course, more length equals less breakage. So keep doing that until it's thoroughly detangled. Make sure you add enough water in there to really make sure that it's easy for your hands to just slip right through there. So this one isn't like a normal part, right? Since we have the V, and I want both of them to be taut and nice. So I'm going to separate it into two little sections at the beginning, and these will be each individual braids. Here is the braid. This is how I braid, and there'll be another one coming up later on in the video where it's a more normal part. And you just want to make sure in the beginning you grab as little hair as possible. That's what makes it look the neatest. Grab as little hair as possible in the beginning as you're putting the pieces together, and that will for sure leave you with a nicer braid. And then I pin this part down, and I do that same start on this side. See, start with just that itty bitty bit and then break that into your 3 sections, and then continue to braid just down there until you meet these 2 braids up in the middle. This is the part where I'm now beginning to add the 2 braids together, and as you can see, changed my mind, didn't work. So take your time, of course, as you should always do with your hair. And I took it out and then added more to each individual side so that they met at a more neutral place, because up there they weren't exactly lined up, so the braids were gonna overlap and be a little funny. So took it down and then re-added them, and then I add the braids like with individual pieces. So each part has 3 strands, and I add like each strand to the other strand of the other braid, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, and you could see what happened. If not, make sure you drop a comment in the comments below and let me know, hey girl, I need a real tutorial on this braid. Okay, so, and then I'll give that to you later, but that's how you do it. And then you just continue on down the braid, and I will have, like I said, another braid. I will show you a total of 3 braids, and the next one will be at the same normal speed, and then the last one will be at a faster pace, but you should be able to see everything that I'm doing and enjoy.
Hide your flash, sponsor me.
That's just the way.
Alexa, next.
A quick helpful tip for you here. As you are braiding, right, you start in the beginning with just a thin section, and you want to add thin sections slowly, right? As I pick up the next piece, I want it to still be thin, and as you go further down they can get thicker, but as you begin you want even the pieces that you're adding to still be thin so that the braid doesn't get wonky and have thicker, thinner, okay? So slide your finger and scoop up as thin as possible, but slowly getting thicker as you're moving down. And you just slide your little finger under there and scoop up some hair, then ease it out so it doesn't get a knot, and pick up the next piece and do that over and over, just like that. And this definitely takes practice to learn how to braid. So if you are trying to learn how to braid, definitely know that it will take you time and they will look better with time, but just try that technique of slowly adding more and more hair as you go down, because you can see now that now as I'm scooping up more hair, it's a lot bigger than the initial pieces that I was taking, which creates that thin to thick look, or like how feed-ins look, thinner to thicker. So take your time, and definitely again, take your time. Just another helpful tip for you. I like to end my braids with 2-strand twists. So here I add some of that avocado cilantro butter onto the twist at the end, the braid at the end, and I just twist it. And then after I get as far as I can with the 2-strand twist, I just twirl it around my finger. Bop!
Step up in this bitch like I'm the one you bitch like. Yeah, I'm the one you bitch like. And I be talking shit like I ain't scared to lose a fist fight. Like she grabbing on my like she wanna see if it'll fit right. That's just the way.
Now we're on to the back. Don't worry, I'll show you what the braids look like towards the end, but I start with the same products that I used to do the braids in the front. So I start with the curling cream, and I add a generous amount all over my head. And then I section, just a loose section, I'm not parting it here. And then I put the avocado cilantro butter onto the hair strands and stroke it through. And then I just twist it. And here I did begin with the flat twist. And if you would like to see that, please check out one of my other videos linked in the description box below, where I show you how to flat twist in the beginning and then turn it into a twist. And as you can see, I'm really taking my time here to make sure that each section is detangled. And this is going to help so much in the twist out. You're going to see it at the end how defined it is going to be, and that's because I took the time to detangle. And when you detangle all the way, it's really easy to untwist the twist without it becoming knotted. And when it becomes knotted is when the definition starts to lessen and it gets a little fuzzy. So make sure you take your time to detangle your hair thoroughly here.
Step up in this bitch like I'm the one you bitch like. Yeah, I'm the one your bitch like. And I be talking shit like. I ain't scared to lose a fist fight. And she grabbing on my like. She wanna see if it'll fit right. That's just the way. Ways don't die. Give me crash for the moment. I don't need it on you. No lie. Ways don't die, baby. Let me crash you for a moment. Baby, I done this. Sun don't shine in the shade. Bird can't fly in the cage. Even when somebody go away, the feelings don't really go away.
So guys, this is me with the hair out. This is after a full day of wear. Just twisted here. Nice curls. It turned out very beautifully. I'm glad I did it in the manner that I did because the twists are very defined and my hair is very oiled. I used a little oil on my hands as I began taking it out. So I'm feeling amazing, looking amazing. Ah! Let me show you back. I'll try. I'm trying to show you back. Oh, was it on my back? Anywho, I gotta do some yoga.